Welcome back to The Explainer. So today we're tackling the massive, rapidly expanding, and, let's be honest, often totally chaotic landscape of terminal-based AI agents. Now, if you've been exploring this space, you already know the raw power of these tools, right? But you've probably also felt the absolute headache that comes with navigating the tooling ecosystem.
Here's our quick roadmap for today. We're going to start with the fragmented AI ecosystem, then take a look inside the awesome-codex CLI list. After that, we'll hit skills, agents, and MCP, do a quick Codex versus Claude Code comparison, and finally wrap up with automating using Codex exec.
All right, Section 1, the fragmented AI ecosystem. Let's talk about these growing pains. Seriously, are you as lost as I sometimes am in this scattered landscape of AI coding tools? I mean, whether you're heavily using Claude Code or diving into Codex, finding the exact tool, plugin, or that perfect sandbox recipe you need, it basically feels like a wild scavenger hunt across GitHub. You know the feeling. You see some absolutely mind-blowing workflow on Twitter, but actually tracking down the code to implement it yourself, it's a massive headache. The ecosystem has literally exploded so fast that we developers are wasting hours, just burning time, trying to find compatible tools and standard templates. Look at this fragmentation problem. You've got subagents just sitting in one repository, your skill.md files are way over in another, and Docker sandboxing recipes are hidden deep in some random forum thread. It's absolutely overwhelming. Moving on to Section 2, inside awesome-codex CLI. Let's look at a centralized solution to this mess.
Enter the awesome-codex CLI repository. This thing is a massive, incredibly curated list containing over 280 resources dedicated strictly to terminal AI agents. Over 280! It was built specifically to just stop the endless searching and bring the absolute best tools under one single roof.
Now, what's really interesting here is that this isn't a software package you just install via your terminal. Actually, it's a massive reference document. It acts as the ultimate aggregation layer. The whole point is to tell you if a tool is actually worth your precious time before you even click on it, and it's packed with these great, highly opinionated descriptions. It catalogs 22 distinct sections. We're talking pulling together everything from agents.md templates and subagents to skills, plugins, and specific MCP servers. It even covers CI/CD and cross-agent tools. This index categorizes the whole shebang so clearly, making it super easy to find exactly what fits into your specific pipeline. All right, Section 3, skills, agents, and MCP. Let's break down these core building blocks. First up, we have agents.md. Now, this is a hugely popular open standard used by over 20,000 projects. Think of it as the exact equivalent to Claude Code's claude.md file. It provides those crucial project-level instructions so your AI agent instantly understands your specific coding conventions and architecture literally from the second it boots up. Next, we've got subagents. And guys, this is where things get really, really powerful. Subagents allow for parallel fan-out. Codex actually supports up to 6 parallel threads natively. So practically speaking, that means you can have multiple agents hammering away on a massive code-based refactor all at the exact same time, and it's all defined simply by a basic.toml file. Then there are skills, which are formatted as skill.md files. Basically, skills are highly specialized, fully reusable instruction bundles. The Awesome list features everything you can think of, from iOS Swift UI auditing to training computer vision models. A good rule of thumb here? If you catch yourself doing a task twice, you should probably just turn it into a skill. Taking a quick look at this ecosystem diversity, you can really see standout tools pushing the boundaries of what your terminal can actually do. Take Vault Agent, for example. It provides a massive collection of over 136 pre-built subagents. Or look at Context 7, which functions as an MCP server to give your agent direct access to up-to-date developer docs. It's just a giant puzzle of really cool tools fitting perfectly together. Section 4, Codex versus Claude Code. Let's dive into some of the major differences. So at a totally foundational level, Codex is built in Rust and uses agents.md for its instructions, whereas Claude Code relies on TypeScript and uses claude.md. Now, while those instruction files are similar enough that cross-agent templates actually exist, you can't just swap them directly. They do need a little bit of translation to work perfectly. But let's talk about their security models, because this is a really crucial difference.
Codex actually enforces security way down at the OS kernel level, utilizing native sandboxing tools like Seatbelt on macOS and Landlock on Linux. Claude Code, on the flip side, operates its sandboxing higher up at the application layer using hooks.
The big takeaway here is that Codex's OS-level approach makes it uniquely suited for highly security-sensitive automated environments. On top of that, Codex acts as both an MCP client and server, whereas Claude Code is currently just an MCP client. Plus, as we mentioned earlier, Codex has that native 6-thread parallel subagent feature, which offers a distinctly different vibe for multi-agent orchestration compared to Claude Code's approach of subagent spawning.
And finally, Section 5, Automating with Codex exec. Let's talk CI/CD pipelines. By using the codex exec command, you can actually build CI/CD pipelines that automatically diagnose and propose fixes for your broken build with zero human intervention. Just picture this. Your CI workflow fails with an error. Boom, that automatically triggers a follow-up to check out the bad commit. Then it runs codex exec with a super narrow prompt, investigates the issue, and instantly auto-opens a fresh pull request with the exact fix. No way, right? It's incredibly powerful.
And remember that OS-level sandboxing we were just discussing? That's what lets you safely pipe outputs straight from your logs directly into Codex with strictly defined write permissions. By throwing in that workspace write sandbox flag, you guarantee the agent can only touch the specific code it needs to. It makes running these unattended CI automated tasks totally secure.
But honestly, the absolute best part of all this, you don't even have to choose just one platform. Cross-agent tools from the Awesome list allow Claude Code and Codex to seamlessly bridge the gap and collaborate. You have tools like Misty acting as a universal orchestrator, dynamically routing tasks between the two agents based on what they're best at. You can even set up workflows like agent peer review, where Codex actually reviews Claude Code's output right there natively in the terminal. An AI peer reviewing another AI? Crazy. I love this quote, one brain, many arms. The open source community is building tools that treat these CLIs not as enemies or direct competitors, but as modular components inside a much larger intelligent machine. By wrapping specialized Codex agents as MCP servers, other tools, yes, including Claude Code, can essentially call upon them like specialized robotic arms to get work done. We're rapidly moving away from these solo, single-agent workflows into a world of diverse, highly collaborative AI teams running right inside our local terminals. So as these cross-agent tools continue to break down the walls between ecosystems, you really have to wonder, what happens when Codex and Claude Code collaborate to automatically write, review, and deploy your next massive codebase refactor? I'll tell you one thing for sure, the terminal is never going to be the same.